Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and net elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Banyasharal of the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Also, salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth around the four corners of this earth, and truth and sincerity. I'm Nakar Harab by Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. And now today I'll be coming out with a lesson. And it's based on this article. I was reading some articles. This app I got called Smart News. And it says here, Putin says Russian nuclear weapons basically are more advanced than the U.S. And the truth of the matter is, and that's true. It is what it is. Like, Russia has the most hypersonic missiles. Russia has the most nukes right now. But then you have other nations that are right up under them that are following up, such as places like China and Korea, and other nations that are keeping things a secret about what they have, like India. But let's continue. It says Moscow AFP. I don't know what that means. It says President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday lauded Moscow's nuclear arsenal and warned that he was ready to deploy the weapons if Russia's sovereignty was threatened. And Putin has been saying that for quite some time. He's been saying that for some time. And what do they tell you? The saying goes, "What? Don't poke the bear." Because if you keep poking the bear, eventually when that bear turn around or whatever, or that bear wake up or whatever, it's gonna tear you to shreds. Well, this is what Babylon is doing. They keep poking the bear, and they're using Ukraine to do it. But let's continue. It says the Kremlin has touted its nuclear prowess throughout its 2-year offensive in Ukraine. Last month, warning Western countries that there was a real risk of nuclear catastrophe if they escalated the conflict. Yeah. And this is all the plans of Yahweh Bashim Shah for this to even happen. But this is how you know Esau is trying to downplay by this right here. It says Putin's browbeating rhetoric. You know, Esau, he used certain words. Comes just days ahead of elections in Russia that are all but guaranteed to hand him another 6 years in power and his military post in Ukraine. Well, I just read another article that's just as recent as this that says Putin has won those 6 years. So Esau can't do like he been doing, trying to downplay and talk it down. He already in power. The Lord gonna keep him in power until this thing happens. Let's continue. It says our triad, the nuclear triad, is more modern than any other triad. So that's truth right there. Only we and the Americans actually have such triads. Well, that's really not true when it comes down to Babylon, America. America got weapons, but they ain't got the weapons that Russia got now in this day and age. Continuing, it says, and we have advanced much more here. Putin said in a wide-ranging interview with state media. The triad refers to Russia's three-pronged arsenal of weapons launched from land, sea, and air. It says, we are ready to use weapons, including any weapons, including the weapons mentioned. Because this Esau can't write articles. It says if it is a question of the existence of Russia, they say of the Russian state, but this is a country, but whatever, or damage to our sovereignty and independence, Putin added in the interview that aired on Wednesday. So he ready. He is ready. And here it was another article that I read before I came to this one. It's been some drone attacks on Russia, and this is going to explain a little bit of it too. So It says strike on Russian oil facilities. The Russian leader also dismissed recent comments by French leader Emmanuel Macron, another Edomite, um, who last month declined to rule out putting boots on the ground. A significant shift in rhetoric as Ukraine struggles on the battlefield. They know Russia about they about them problems right now. Just the fact is that the militaries of Western countries have been present in Ukraine for a long time, the Russian leader claimed, referring to what the Kremlin says are mercenaries, and that's what America is when they go to other countries. They tell people here in America, oh, we're the American whatever, this, that, and the other, blah, squads, but over there in other countries, they ain't nothing but mercenaries. They unnamed, they untagged, but they work for America. Let's continue. But if we talk about official military contingents of foreign countries, I am sure it will not change the situation on the battlefield, he added. So he was basically saying it ain't going to change nothing. It's just over there stirring up doo-doo like America does. It says, while Macron has doubled down on his remarks, several of Ukraine's allies, including Washington, have distanced themselves from the idea, which stunned many in Europe. Yeah, because they know they're playing with fire now. I'm saying go cooking with gas, but that gas gonna burn their ass. But let's continue. It says Putin's comments come after hours after Kiev targeted Russia's energy infrastructure and border regions for the second day in a row. And the truth of the matter is, this is Babylon America trying to cripple and stop Russia for whatever reason. They've been at Russia for the longest, since the Cold War all the way up until now, trying to stop Russia, trying to surround Russia, to take over Russia. But you can't upset the prophecies of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. The Lord set those prophecies to come to pass, and that is exactly what is going to happen. Let's continue. It says Ukrainian drones attacked 3 oil refineries, hundreds of kilometers from the front line of the regions of Razyan, Nizhny, and Novogorod and Leningrad, a security source told AFP. Our task is to deprive the enemy of resources and reduce the flow of money and fuel, the sources said. Well, that's not going to work because there's a thing called BRICS now. And isn't Saudi Arabia now part of BRICS? Doesn't most of the oil come from there? So you're not going to really stop this machine. This is what Esau is trying to do, though. These Edomites. It says one drone caused a fire and wounded several people when it crashed into an oil refinery in Razayan or Rizayan, that video said, or the dialect region, in the I'm gonna say Ryazan region that lies some 2,200 kilometers, 120 miles southeast of Moscow. Razyan regional governor Pavel Malkov wrote on Telegram, and they communicate through Telegram. It says disrupt elections, and that's part of it. They trying to disrupt the elections, but how you gonna interfere with elections in another country to do whatever? But let's continue. It says in the Rostov region, bordering Ukraine, air defenses down 3 drones flying towards the city of Novoshaktinsk. Regional governor Vasily Golubev said the day before, Russia said it had repelled a series of brazen cross-border raids by pro-Ukrainian militias who burst into its territory and claimed to seize control of a village. Putin said that the Ukraine was upping attacks on Russian territory in order to interfere with the upcoming presidential elections. And that's really what it was. That's an Esau tactic. That's a Babylon America tactic. Because they're using not Russia. They're using Ukraine as a proxy against Russia. But Russia was once on the defensive. Now Russia has went on the offensive, and the plan is not going as they planned it out to be. But let's continue. It says it's simple. This is all happening against the backdrop of failures on the front line. They did not achieve any of the goals that they set for themselves last year, Putin said. And see, Putin, he know what's going on. He see it. That's why he ain't getting too much of a reaction out of him. But see, they trying to goad him into a reaction. So they can be like, oh, well, because over here in Babylon, America, they already got rhetoric and propaganda calling Putin a dictator or evil, wicked dictator that's trying to take over the U.S. That man not trying to take over the U.S. He gonna destroy the U.S. according to the Bible, according to the scriptures, according to prophecy. That's what's gonna happen. But he trying to keep his sovereignty and over there in where he live safe. The truth of the matter, these other countries can care less about the power structure in America. The only reason it bothers them because America is messing with them. It's just that simple. It's not hard to understand. It's not hard to see, but you have to have eyes to see and ears to hear. If the Lord ain't got you seeing it, you ain't gonna see it. You gonna believe the rhetoric that they show on TV here in Babylon, America, and on a mainstream media platforms, news platforms. But let's continue. It says, I have no doubt that the main goal is, if not to disrupt the presidential elections in Russia, then somehow to interfere with the normal process, he said. So he already see what's going on. It says Ukraine has ceded ground to Russian forces in recent months, as it faces a myriad of shortages from artillery to air defenses, in part because a 60 billion aid package remains held up in Congress. Because why? Because America ain't got no money right now. They're trying to figure out where they're going to get it from. So basically, it's falling short. The plan is going belly up. Because on Tuesday night, Russia is going to take back Ukraine. Thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the Spirit. He's going to take back Ukraine. And it's going to be a failed attempt on Babylon America's tip. And there ain't gonna be no going back to the drawing board. They're gonna have to keep right on going how they going. And it's gonna be a devastating blow to Babylon America. Because they're gonna lose a foothold. Let's continue. Last little bit of this. It says on Tuesday night, a Russian missile strike in President Vladimir Zelensky's hometown of Kryvyi Rih, whatever, left 4 dead and dozens wounded. An attack the Ukrainian leader warned would not go unpunished. That's just really tomfoolery. Like the Ukraine, they leader Zelensky don't even understand and pay attention to that. It's America using him and doing these things. But let's get some scriptures. Verse 3. I'm going to start right up at Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So the vision that has been set up by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it will happen and come to pass at an appointed time, a select time. It's going to happen. It says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. So meaning when it is time, when it is getting closer to time, it's going to speak at the end of the time. It's going to speak, meaning you're going to know it to be true. You're going to know that it was supposed to happen and it's going to happen. It says it's going to speak at the end and not lie. Meaning it's going to be evident. When it come time and it does happen, that's when it's going to be completely evident. And it's going to be true that it was supposed to happen. It says, though it tarried, though it may seem like it's waiting or taking long, wait for it, meaning wait on it. It's going to happen because it will happen. It's going to come to pass. It will not tarry. meaning the vision that the Lord has set up of Babylon America being destroyed, causing problems in the earth, these things are going to happen. But when it comes down to it, just wait on it. Russia keep threatening to use nuclear weapons if it's sovereignty and its we're gonna say it's sovereignty. We're gonna say it's sovereignty and or well-being is threatened. And it just says here in this article, Russia has the most advanced nuclear weapons than the U.S. And that's a true statement. That's not a lie. So the vision is yet for an appointed time. With all this tomfoolery that Babylon America is doing around the four corners of the earth trying to cause problems, it's gonna get itself destroyed. The Lord gonna allow these other countries to come together and destroy Babylon America. But because Esau so prideful, verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up in him is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. So Esau's soul is not is the which is lifted up is not upright in him, meaning he can't get right. He's not gonna walk a straight path. He's not gonna go to the straight and narrow. He gonna go crooked. He gonna go left and more left and more left and more left. He ain't gonna stay on. He ain't gonna stay on the right path. He gonna keep doing this tomfoolery, using Ukraine as a proxy until what? Until what? Till they lose Ukraine to Russia. Because what they don't understand is Putin he's a tactician. He's a tactician. He ain't stupid like the American presidents over here in Babylon. He ain't dumb like them. He's a tactician. He got a very tactical thinking mind. So this is from Russia's standpoint. It's really a very slow takeover. It ain't no forceful go hard. It's you take little bit by little bit by little bit, and that's a smart move. Russia will take back Ukraine. And the truth of the matter is, Russia, he's trying to take back Ukraine with as less damage to it as possible. But let's go back to this verse. The soul which is in Esau is lifted up, but it's not upright. And it says at the end of this scripture, the just shall live by faith. The righteous, the upright, is going to live by faith. Verse 6, 5, Salakia. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So Esau, he transgresseth by his wine. What is his wine? All his policies, all his treaties, all his statutes and penal codes and municipal codes and all this stuff like that. That's what Esau transgresses by, because Esau is proud. He don't keep it home. As you can see, he's over there in the Ukraine, using Ukraine as a proxy against Russia. He enlarges his desire as hell, meaning Esau ain't never satisfied. He just want more and more and more. And is as death. Everywhere Esau go, everywhere Babylon America go, Esau, he causes death and some kind of problem. He said he can't be satisfied. I mean, Esau, he ain't satisfied with what he already got or what he already took over. And then what he want to do, he want to gather to himself all nations and heap unto himself all people. He want everybody to be under his umbrella so that he can be on top, so that he can control the situation. That's a pussy move. You want everybody to be under you so you can feel like you something, rather than just leaving people the heck alone, letting them be in their corner, and then you do business with them. They may have resources that, that's needed. You may have something that they needed, but Esau don't, his brain don't think like that. He see, oh, resources, I gotta go and take it, cause it's mine. That's how Esau, that's how Esau think. And then now, when he run into hang-ups, he run into somebody like, either like Putin, that's gonna be like, boy, what you doing over here? Don't come over here. And then when he go to huffing and puffing acting like the big bad wolf and the three little pigs. Then these other countries get like Marlon Wayans did on Don't Be a Menace. When they was them boys was like, "What you gonna do?" And he put up the he pulled the door of the truck up and was like, "Do we have a problem?" See, and then guess what? Then Esau want to use that as like, "Oh, they're being aggressive." And like, nah, they wasn't being that until you went your punk ass over there and messing with them. But this is how Esau do. That's why it says his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. That's why he transgresseth by his wine. His wines are all these philosophies, the beliefs, the doctrines, as I said, the policies, the statutes, the municipal codes, and so forth and so forth. He transgresses by those things. He causes problems, his treaties and everything. Verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increases that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So these other nations are going to what? They taking up a taunting parable against Esau. This is what they doing. They taking that taunting parable up against America. And they saying, woe, again, woe is destruction. Woe is judgment unto him that increases that which is not his. Babylon, America. Esau has used Babylon, America to increase in everything that is not his. Taking everything around the four corners of the earth. These other nations ain't got bases all over the earth. But when it come down to Babylon, America, they got 700 plus bases, like 800 something, as a matter of fact. Bases around in every country. That's what it means by he keepeth not at home. And again, it says, "Woe to them that increase in that which is not his." And how long is it going to happen? This is going to happen as long as the Lord allows it. And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, his debt, all this money, this play money, this funny money, this monopoly money. Verse 7. Shall not they rise up suddenly that shall bite thee? Shall not they, who's they? These other nations. They're going to rise up suddenly and what? And bite Esau, i.e. America. And awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be booties unto them. So these other nations are going to rise up. And it says suddenly, but they're going to rise up and be ready to destroy America, just like right now. Take Korea, take Iran. They ready. And it says, and awake and shall vex thee. And because these other nations are raising up, it's vexing America. Esau got to use rhetoric. He got to use browbeating. He got to use propaganda. He got to keep the people here in Babylon, America, brainwashed, so that people here can feel like America is so great. But nah, when you paying attention and you watching the news for real, you will see America is the problem. It's been the problem. It's just these other nations are now starting to say something, and they're rising up. Thus, why you have BRICS, which Russia is included in that. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and now you have Saudi Arabia that's done joined. If I'm not mistaken, I think Syria and a handful of other nations in that area done joined up with BRICS. So BRICS has now gotten stronger. But these other nations are going to rise up. Why? Verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So, because Esau, Edom, has used Babylon, America, and spoiled many nations, the remnant of the people, the other nations, shall spoil this place. Look at what's happening. You got the migrants coming over here. And you can best believe China here those China, I call them China nationals, but they letting them slide on up over here, like putting them on a mission, going over there. Yeah, exactly. So these other nations are being real slick about it, and they sliding up in here across the border. Then every now and then you have Esau have all those Moabites lined up in a line with handcuffs on. This place is finna be what? Booties. Booties is treasure. Spoil. So this place is gonna, these other nations are gonna come spoil this place. Why? Because of men's blood and the violence of the land. How do you think Edom took over this land? Esau Edom by violence, killing the natives, killed Jake. Cause when he got here, who was here first? The northern kingdom. Gad was over here. Reuben was over here. Ephraim was over here. Issachar was over here first. Naphtali, all they was here first. Came in, shipped our people over to other places and things like that. So for the violence of this place, because Esau has spilled men's blood and the violence of the land and of the cities. Guess what? And everyone that dwell therein here. So it's gonna be a downfall of this place. And the fact that this article is saying Russia has more advanced nuclear weapons than the U.S. That's true, and that is also through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So we're gonna continue to see things like this, but just know every time we see something like this, Babylon America is drawing ever closer to its destruction. Shalom.